Welcome to Meeple Mentor. I'm Jared, and we are about to play New York Slice. Let's take a look. I'll show you how. Feel free to pause the video as needed to follow along with your copy of the game. My goal is this video can not only teach you to play, but can be shown at the game table to help set up and teach the game at your next game session. As part of that goal, I've added chapter timestamps in the description to the different sections of the tutorial to easily recap relevant rules for you. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell below the video so you don't miss any of my latest content. One of the most delicious looking games you can play on the table without actually being able to eat it. That is how I describe New York Slice. Don't play while hungry or you'll end up ordering a pizza. Even the rulebook looks like a menu. The game plays fairly simply, with players taking turns cutting up a pizza into varying portions, then counting up points for what they've collected at the end. Throw in some bonus scoring tiles and a few extra rules, and you've got yourself a classic pizza I cut you choose board game. Whoever scores the most points will win and be responsible for picking up the check. Has that whet your appetite? Well, let's take a look first at how to set it up. A game of New York Slice can be played with 2 to 6 players. Your player count will determine how many pizza slices are used and potentially which ones are removed from the game. In a 3, 4, or 6 player game, use all the slices in the game box. For a 5-player game, remove 10 Meat Lovers pizza slices and the 8-10 combo slice with mushrooms and meat lovers on it. In a 2-player game, remove the same as with 5 players, but also 8 mushroom slices and 3 veggie slices. Next, you'll shuffle all the slices in your game face down as much as possible. Slide them around on the table to get them mixed well. It's best to do this on a neoprene mat or tablecloth so the cardboard doesn't get scratched up. Now you'll make face-down stacks of slices, 11 in each stack. Each stack will eventually become a pizza, since a whole pizza is 11 slices in the game. Everyone can help in this part to get them shuffled and stacked. They can sit anywhere in reach on the table. You'll end up with 3 leftover slices. Keep them face down in their own stack to the side. They only come into play if someone gains the mystery slice bonus tile. Next, collect and shuffle all the special tiles. Shuffle them face down together. Then deal 1 face down on each of the stacks of slices. Put the rest of them back in the box unseen. Whoever was the last person to win any game becomes the first slicer or first player to act in the game. With that, you're set up and ready to play. New York Slice is played round after round until all the pizza stacks have been sliced up and distributed. It's an I cut you choose game with set collection. A round of the game is essentially when one player divides up a pizza and lets everyone choose which portions they want. Then the next player clockwise chooses a stack and does the same. The number of rounds is how many pizza stacks are on the table. When it comes to choosing which portion to take, start with the player left of the slicer, leaving the slicer themselves as the last person to choose. What this does is makes the slicer more aware of how fair each portion may be, or incentivize certain players to grab something they may really want to leave the portion you were hoping for to yourself. When taking portions, the player can decide which slices to eat and which to collect for set bonuses. Points will come from pepperoni on eaten slices, plus points for each type of pizza collected you have the most slices of anyone. To start a round, including round 1, the player gets to choose a stack of slices with a Today's Special tile on it. Flip over the special tile and read it aloud to everyone. Next, flip over the first pizza slice on the stack face up. Flip the next slice and now decide which direction to start laying out the pizza, clockwise or counterclockwise. Whichever direction you choose, you must keep adding the top slice in that direction until the pizza is complete. The last slice will always end up next to the first one. Now that you have a pizza in front of you with a special tile, you as the slicer get to divide everything however you want without moving where the slices are on the pizza. Divide it into as many portions as there are players, so everything will get taken and everyone gets something. A single portion of pizza can be any number of slices as long as there's enough total portions for each player to have something to take. The interesting thing about the special tile is that you can place it with any portion you create to be taken with it. You may even put the special tile on its own as a portion without pizza. So if you're playing a 4-player game, you might cut the pizza into 3 sections and put the special tile alone as the 4th portion. Its ability might be so good you don't want to give any pizza to whoever takes it. When finally satisfied with how the pizza and special have been divided up, the player to their left gets to choose one to take. Players take turns like this in clockwise order. However, before moving on to the next player, they must choose which slices from their portion to eat and which ones to collect for set scoring. Only pizza slices with pepperoni can be eaten. Any slices you choose to collect should sit face up in front of you, which I recommend keeping in a circular pie shape. Stack all the slices of the same toppings, which will share a number as well. When gaining a special tile, check to see if it has an immediate effect to resolve. Some are done as soon as you take it, and others are kept until the end of the game for special scoring. I'll explain all the special tiles in a bit. After the player has chosen a portion and which slices to eat and which to collect, the next player gets to go. Always wait until the player has finished deciding what they're doing with the slices. Knowing the types of pizza people are collecting is a big part of the game and your strategy. Continue with turns, one player after the other, until it gets back to the slicer's turn. They take the last remaining portion and finish the round. Once everything's taken and chosen from the pizza, proceed to the next round. The player left of the current slicer becomes the new slicer. They'll get to choose which pizza stack to take, and the game continues. Once all stacks on the table have been divided and resolved, the game is over. You'll be collecting and eating all kinds of pizzas during the game. Only slices with pepperonis can be eaten, with some exceptions, which you just flip face down into an eaten stack. Their point value at the end of the game will be the number of pepperonis on them, 1 point per pepperoni. Anchovies found on slices you've collected will be a negative point for each anchovy. You won't lose the points if you can eat it, but there is a slice with only anchovies, so someone will be forced to collect it. There's not a way to get rid of it. The image on the slices show the toppings and what kind of pizza it is, but the numbers at the bottom of the slices also indicate its kind. So all the number 11 slices will be pepperoni pizza. All the number 6s are ham and pineapple, and so on. Additionally, the number tells you how many slices of that type there are in the game. So there's lots of pepperoni pizza to collect, but not so much veggie pizza since it has a 3 on it. The pizza slices with a half and half will have 2 different types of pizza on one slice. They are known as combo slices. If you collect them, they add a half slice towards your total number of slices to both kinds. This may help you in tiebreaker cases. There will never be pepperoni on combo slices, so they must always be collected and not eaten. The Supreme Pizza has an asterisk on it instead of a number. It has 2 pepperonis on it, so could be eaten for 2 points. If you collect it, you must place it with or on one of your existing collected slices. From then on, it will count towards that type and can never be moved. It is not a unique type for purposes of scoring the buffet special. If it's the only slice you've collected so far, it will wait until you collect more pizza. The first time you collect more pizza slices, you must assign it to one of those types. Before going on to how to score the game, I want to quickly cover the special tiles that have abilities and effects during the game. Some of them apply only at the end of the game, which I'll discuss there. Remember, you can collect any number of special tiles during the game. The dibs special can be discarded and used on a future round where you are not the slicer. Before the slicer slices, you may call dibs on a slice and just take it from the pizza. If someone has the dibs special tile, the slicer should ask the player if they want to call dibs on a slice before proceeding to slice it up. Should this tile come out on the final round, remove it from the game and draw a new one from the specials stack. The sneak a slice is used on a future round, so should be replaced if drawn out on the last pizza. The action lets you shift one slice from one portion to another adjacent portion just before you select yours. If a portion or more has been removed already, the slices on either side of the empty portions are now considered adjacent for this ability. It can only be done once. The cut in line special is also used on a future round, so replace it if it comes out in the final pizza round. When not the slicer, you may play and discard this tile right after the slicer has finished dividing up the portions. You get to choose your portion before any other players do. The mystery slice special has an immediate effect when you take it. After you've taken your portion, but before deciding what to eat and collect, you get to draw one random slice from the 3 extra slices laid aside at the beginning of the game. You may choose to eat or collect this mystery slice. If you eat it, don't show it to the other players. The specials tiles that have an asterisk icon next to their name will be scored during the end of the game. Their points get added up separately and put into their own subtitle box. The buffet special gives the player 1 point for each different type of pizza they've collected. Half slices count as 2 types if you don't have those types. The 3 anchovy slice counts as its own type. The combo craving special gives you 3 points for each combo slice in your eaten stack. When gaining this tile, the player may choose to immediately eat any combo slices gained to this point, plus any gained this turn or any future turns when you gain them. This lets you eat combo slices even without having pepperonis on them. The day-old pizza special is a bad tile to get, as it will be worth -2 points to whoever takes it. Similarly, the everyone else diet special gives all players but the owner of the tile negative points. Other players lose 1 point for every 2 slices they've eaten, rounded down. The stuffed crust special tile gives you 5 points, straight up. The You Love Veggie special gives you extra points for veggie pizza you've eaten. When you gain the tile, you may immediately eat any collected veggie pizza slices. Each eaten veggie slice will be worth 3 points to you. If the special tile comes out during a 2-player game, remove it and draw a new one from the stack. After the final round and all the last pizza's portions have been resolved, you'll get to count up everyone's score. The player most likely to be able to figure out a tip becomes the scorekeeper and takes the guest check pad to count the scores up for all the players. It's the victory point score sheet, so they should put everyone's names on it going down the left side. However, before scoring, if any player has collected the Today's Special seconds, they may eat as many slices of one type of pizza they've collected as long as there are pepperonis on them. This happens before any scoring. Now the scorekeeper goes through each kind of slice from 3 to 11, asking who has the majority of slices in each. Remember to count your half-slice combos to your totals. There are 2 specials that can affect this majority count. The Supersize Combos special lets the player count combo slices as 2 full slices of each type on the combo slice instead of a half slice each. Additionally, the Tiebreaker special lets that player win ties for majority of all types of collected pizza. Without the Tiebreaker tile in play, no one receives points for ties for majority slices of a type. Whoever has the most slices of the type of pizza will get to score points for it equal to the number of that slice's value. So majority of type 3 gives the player 3 points. The scorekeeper can circle the number next to the player who had the majority. Go through each type of pizza, circling the number for each as players get the majority. Next, you'll score any in-game points from collected specials that have an asterisk next to the name. I already explained the various ones possible. The rulebook has a good reference if you need it. The scorekeeper will record everyone's earned points from them in the box on the guest check sheet by their name. Last is to count up points earned from eaten pizza slices. Everyone adds up how many pepperonis are on all the eaten slices next to them and subtracts points for each anchovy shown on collected slices. Remember that anchovies on eaten slices don't count against you. If anyone has the special tile You Like Anchovies, they don't have to subtract anchovies. Instead, anchovies on collected pizza slices are worth 1 point each, nothing for eaten ones. This additional value will be added to the pepperoni score and included in that box on the score sheet. That concludes all the points that can be scored. The scorekeeper should now add up all the points for each player, adding it together and jotting their total scores in the far right column. The player who scored the most wins the game and gets to pick up the check. In cases of a tie, the tied player with the most eaten slices wins. If still a tie, they share the victory and split the check. Keep the rulebook handy and check BoardGameGeek.com for FAQs and extra content. The Meeple Mentor channel is now part of the board game community, the Gateway Network, made up of great upcoming board game content creators. The network includes Instagrammers, podcasters, YouTubers, artists, and more. Head to thegatewaynetwork.com to support new and independent board gamers. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Like and subscribe if you found this teaching helpful. Stick around to watch another Learn to Play video. And remember, teach when you can, but always be learning. See you next time.